everyone, it's MC and welcome to a tutorial video, which it has been a while since I've done one. Today we are here in my Barbie 12 Dancing Princesses magical place, which I actually posted on Instagram, and it kind of gotten some attention. And now some of you wanted a tutorial for this place. Although this build is actually quite complicated, but I will try my best to kind of give you a guide on how to do this shape, because you can really see that it is not truly an equal circle, if you know what I mean. Without further ado, let's start with the basics. First things first, we are going to identify which blocks we will be using for the build, and I have actually separated them into two kind of categories: the major blocks, and then there is the minor blocks. Again, feel free to do whichever blocks you'd like. Let's go in with the next part. So originally, it is actually over an ocean biome. I did the build actually on a super flat with just some custom water preset. But if you are going to build it on your survival or your creative world, you can just build it on top of any water biome that you'd prefer, or you can just put it on land and just have the water customized. Okay, so for the space, this is actually kind of a big build, and if you are gonna do this, you should have at least around 220 blocks by 220 blocks, if my math is correct. One quadrant is actually 55 away from the center, so you will be needing that, and also at least around like 6 blocks deep. Here is the guide of the actual shape that we will be using. Now hold up, I've done this without any circle guides, really. I just went with my gut and just made kind of like a circle. Screenshot this or use it as your guide to build your magical place in your world. Let's get to the template. So just to see visually on how the template looks, this is what it looks like. The picture that I shown you a while ago, this is what it looks like. But this is the first quadrant of a circle. That's the shape that you will be doing 3 more times to make the actual big circle. And like I mentioned a while ago, you should have at least 6 blocks of depth. And these are just some of the walls that you will be doing in the build. And by walls, I mean these ones. This is what I'm talking about, just to give more consistency to the build. And then the green block underneath with the template, that is actually kind of the ocean ground. But again, that depends really on how deep your ocean biome is and how deep you want it to go. And then you can see here that it gradually goes down and kind of dips into the water. I will be using colored wool for this tutorial. You can use immediately the blocks that you will be using, but for now I'll be doing these so that it'll be visually easier for you to understand. Place your center block, and then you should count 54 from the center. '53 and 54, and then after the 54 you're gonna place one more block. Okay, so for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna put oak in the middle so that we'll know that is the center point. And now from the center point, again, we're gonna need a right angle for this point, so we're gonna do 54 again. 54, and then after 54 we're gonna place another block there. If you're gonna do the whole circle immediately, then you can just create another line of 54 and then 1 block, and then another line over here of 54 and 1 block. Now we will be trying to connect this corner to that corner over there, and first things first, we're gonna go in with the spacing here, but we're gonna do 6 blocks above from this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you've done that, we are gonna do the outmost layer of the circle. So we're gonna do the blue wool. Now from this layer, we are gonna do 5 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're gonna do 4 sets of 3. So we're gonna do 1 set here, second set here, third set here, and fourth set here. Next on the template is 6 sets of 2. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the ones, we're gonna do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that basically looks like a crooked curve. Okay, so let's review. We have 5 over there, 4 sets of 3, 6 sets of 2, and 7 of 1. Now that's done, we're gonna go on the other corner and we're gonna do the same first here. And that should come to a point over here where you can just place another block, and that is your middle. That's the outline of the outside of your circle. Next up, we're gonna do the second layer, which is the cyan wool. And we're gonna need to have a distance of 7 over here. So from this corner, we're gonna count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After that 7, you're gonna place another temporary block here. We're gonna do 5 from this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're gonna do another 4 sets of 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, we're gonna do 6 sets of 2 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're gonna do 3 ones. That's 1, 2, and 3. So now it looks like this. And when it comes to a point, you can just put another block in the middle, and that should connect the second layer. Okay, so the next layer is the yellow layer, which is actually the last layer that will be in the same level as this one. So from this point, we're gonna do 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're just gonna do a block right there. And that is the 7th block. We're gonna do 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're gonna do 4 sets of 3 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for this one, we are just going to do 4 sets of 2. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So that should look like that. We have 5 there, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Next is we're gonna do 3 sets of 1. So this is 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna go on the other side and do the same thing. Okay, so we're gonna start with the magenta layer now, which is far from the yellow, because this is where the actual water is going to be. We're gonna go to the point where the yellow layer is, and we're gonna go down 1 and then place a block over there. And then with that, we're gonna count 8 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You should now have a total of 9 blocks over here. 10th block right over there. And that is where the magenta point is going to be. We're gonna do 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're gonna do 2 sets of 3. 1, that's 2. Next, we're gonna do 3 sets of 2. So that's 1, that's 2, and that is 3. And then we're gonna do 3 sets of 1. 1, 2, 3. So that looks like this. For the layer of light blue, we're gonna do 3 space. From this point of the magenta, we're gonna go down 1, then we're gonna do 3 blocks. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're gonna put a point over there. We're gonna do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are going to do 2 sets of 3 again. That's 1, and that is 2. Next, we're gonna do 2 sets of 2. So 1 and 2. Then we're gonna do 2 sets of 1. 1 and 2. That should look like that. 7, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. So we're gonna do the purple one next. First things first, let's go to the point of the light blue, and we're gonna go down 1 and then put 3 blocks of space. 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna put a point over there. And we're gonna do 7 blocks from this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to do 2 sets of 3. So this is 1 and this is 2. We're gonna do 2 sets of 2. 1 and 2. And that should kind of look like upside down V, if you can see it. Just like that. Okay, for the last layer, we're gonna go to the purple point and we're gonna go down by 1 and then count 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna put a point over there as well. We're gonna go in with the green layer and count 7 blocks from the point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna do 2 sets of 2. 1 and 2. And then we're gonna do 2 sets of 1. 1 and 2. And that is kind of your layering, but please be careful because sometimes it'll be more difficult if you don't follow the template. Yes, on to the next one. Okay, so now after the template, we are now going to do the blocks that we will be using if you haven't done that already. So for the sake of time and tutorial, I will just be doing a little portion over here just so you can see how it looks like. First things first, we are gonna go in the middle, or whichever is easier for you actually, but I'm going to start in the middle. Now the inside of these layer after the green one is the moss, which is the middle part of the circle. So we're going to do a moss layer on top of that and we're going to fill that up over here like so. Okay, after filling that with moss, you can now go ahead with the green layer. The green layer is actually the end stone layer, and what I did is just outlined it with some end stone like so. I did 2 layers of this, so we're gonna do 2 layers of that, and we're gonna do that on the whole side of this green line. So just to give you a visual, I'm just gonna do the outline. Now once that is done, you should look for the 3 sets of 1s like this, and you're going to break 1 layer of that like so, and then place your cut sandstone on top of that. I forgot to mention that one part here is actually kind of like a walkway, so we're gonna remove 4 over here and just replace that with some sandstone just like so. And we're gonna do that on the other side as well. We are going to do some sandstone over here, so we're just going to connect these like so up until this point like that. Then we're gonna do more sandstone here, and then we're gonna push through the purple layer, just going in with this sandstone. Okay, next is this is supposed to be sandstone, and then the blue layer sandstone as well. Then this is a second layer like that, and then we're gonna push through like so. Complete that like that, and just move this, making it another layer like that. So we're going to put some sandstone there. On this purple line, we are going to do a layer of sandstone. So this is actually elevated like this, and then this one is connected like that. So to visualize, it just looks like this. And these are all sandstone in between the purple and the green outline, because this is kind of the walkway. So just to make it a little nicer, I just removed the corner over here, just replace that with some sandstone. So we are going to put a layer of moss block over here like so, and that'll continue on in between the blue layer and the purple layer. You can continue on layering another one on top of the sandstone. You are now gonna go to the magenta layer, and you're gonna do the same with this layer. So we're gonna put some sandstone on top of the layer, and then we're gonna do another layer of moss like so. So there's like 2 layers of greenery already like that, just to kind of visualize that's how it's going to look like. So basically this is the layer of water. We're gonna go to the next layer, which is this one, Do sandstone over here and then sandstone here. And with that in mind, we are going to do the cut sandstone slabs. We're just going to put on top of it like so. And then at the bottom here, we are going to be going down one from this block, doing that. And then we're going to fill it like so. So basically where the top layer of the water, that is the level of where the floor is going to be for this layer. You can just break your temporary blocks here, and then you can replace this with sandstone yet again, following the template, and then a moss layer over here. So on the same level of the orange, you're gonna do moss. This is where the trees are going to be. At the end, we're just gonna do some more sandstone. And then once that is done, we're gonna do some slabs here, like so. And then more slabs over here, like so. And that is basically how the layer is going to be with the main blocks. And once you've completed that, you're gonna have something like this. Okay? That's water. Yeah. Now, if you're gonna do that with a whole circle, doing 3 more times, you're gonna have something like this. Now, I've put the oak already down there. It's basically just the center block that we placed a while ago, and I've made just some random patterns for the middle with some beehives over here, and then just counted 3 blocks out and then 5 blocks at the sides. I wanted to show you how I did this part. This is where the entrance of the magical place is, where the big arch is going to be. And these are the layers that corresponds to it. So just to show you how this worked, this is the second 3 from the middle. So that is 5, 3, 3, 3, 3. First set of 3, I just placed 1 block over there, 1 block over there. So there's 2 new blocks over here. Let's go ahead and remove that. Now this creates a 5 block here. Now that is where that points to. And then I did go 1, 2, 3, 3 blocks more over here. Make it slant. 1, 2, 3. Make it slant. 1, 2. Slant again. Make it 3. It's 1. That is 1. And that continues on as the blue layer. And for the front, I just did 1, 2, 3. Then normal 3, and then this is just the yellow layer, I believe. We've got 5 over here, 3 and 3. From the first set of 3 of cyan, we're gonna go 1, 2, remove that, go to the back, 1, 2, 3, go slant, 1, 2, 3, go slant, 1, 2, and then go slant again. I'm gonna do 3, slant 1, and then slant 1. So that is basically the shape, like so. On the other side, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then slant 1, 2, 3, and then slant with the normal 3s over here. Now we get into some details. We are gonna do the stairs for the middle. This is actually kind of the platforms or where the arches are going to be. So this is the 4 areas, and we can choose one first to do the first one. So from this point, we're gonna find the middle, and we are going to count 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7th block is the sandstone slab. Then we're gonna do 1 more on each side so that it becomes 3. Next, we're gonna do some smooth sandstone stairs, and this is kind of tricky, so bear with me. So first, we're gonna put 2 on one side, do a curved like this, do another one like that, and like that. So it kind of looks like a W with an extra tail. Next, after that, let's go on this side and put 2 more. So 1, 2, and then put 1, curve it into the side, at the back, and then connect it like so. And that basically how it should look like. Let's do that again on the other side. Place 2, 1 back, 1 side, 1 back, 1 side, then place 3, 1 side, place it back, connect it to this wall. And that looks like this. Now with the gap that we have here, we're just going to put more sandstone, like always. Just like so. Now that first layer of stair is done. Now we're gonna do the second layer. So go up the stair, count 1 over here, place it on the second, and put some stairs beside it, like so. Let's do one side first. We're gonna place another one like so, pull it back here, curve it back around, and then we're just going to follow through up until there. Same thing over here. We're going to do another one here, curve it back, curve it to the side, and then we're going to follow through like so. We'll be removing actually this part, so that doesn't really matter. So we're just going to remove that. Another sandstone here, and stone here, and then another layer of sandstone, and stone, sandstone. And then we're just going to fill this up like so. Now this one you can just follow through with the second like so, and just like that to kind of bring it up, because that is where our arches will be. So for the arches, from this point we're gonna go 9 blocks more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're just gonna do that as well over here. That should be 10 blocks. And then at the bottom here, we're gonna do kind of a support. So we're gonna do stairs on that side, pull it back, kind of curve it around over here, and then put it on that side so it kind of looks like it's supporting the pillar. Do that on the other side as well. Make sure that the curved stair is actually kind of going that way, so it has more space on this side and it's not like a full stair on it, because it looks kind of weird. So we're going to curve it like so to get that effect. So once we have that, we're gonna do some end stone bricks stairs, and from the top we're gonna go down 1 and then place an upside down and just go around it like so on this outside. And then at the top we're gonna do the normal stair like so. And that's how it's going to look like. We're going to do that on the other side as well. So from the top we're going to go 1 and then upside down stairs all around here, and then normal stairs on top of that. Okay, so for the actual arch we are going to do stair and then upside down stair and then slabs until the middle. We're going to do that on the other side as well. Stair, upside down, and then slab like so. What you're going to do is you're going to put slabs on this top of the stair like so, and then another one under it. Oh, before I forget, we're gonna do this twice, so we're gonna have a thicker archway like so. That is the archway finished. Now we're going to copy this on each of the sides there. And once you're done, this is how it's going to look like. Now for the main arch, this is a bit more complicated. Okay, so for the main archway, we are going to be doing this outside of the circle, because that is the entrance of where the magical place is. So what we're going to do, I've kind of made a level already here, but basically it's just one below this layer. And then it should be slanted from the 2 block here. And then what we're gonna do is do it by 2 by 2. And since this is a main entrance, the archway should be much bigger than the usual ones we have. So once you've got that, just bring it up 14 more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Do that on the other side. We're gonna do it beside them like this. Same level. Now we're gonna go on one side and we are going to count 4 blocks up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the 5th block, we are going to place a stair like so. Same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then place a stair just like that. Like so, to give it like a support for the archway. Place a stair over there. Place a stair over there. And on the other side as well. We are actually going to be needing an end stone brick wall for this, just to give a little bit more depth to the build. So we're gonna place a wall here and a wall over here. Same thing on the other side, like so. Now let's get your stairs, and on one side we're gonna go stair over here and stair over here. And then follow that with some slabs, and now it kind of looks like this. Now we're going to do another stair over here like so, and then another stair over here. This acts kind of like the curve under the arch. And then let's get our slabs yet again, and let's place it on this upside down stair like this, like so, like so. And then we're gonna do that on the other side as well. We're gonna go on one side, get into the middle, place a slab over there, a slab over there, one up, slab, one up, slab, one up, slab. And let's do that on the other side as well. Middle, slab, one up, slab, and one up. So it kind of looks like there is a center point there. Then we're going to do that on this side. Okay, so for the next part, we are going to extend this slab up above here like so, and then on the other side as well like that. And then this is kind of a tricky part because we will be doing kind of an alternate thing. Let's start first here. Let's place a block like so, slab over here under there, another on top, another, down and down like so. So it kind of looks like an alternating thing here. We're gonna do that on the other side as well. We're gonna do a slab right over here, a slab right over there, and then another slab over here. Then let's just break that, and it kind of has like some depth into it. Do that on the other side. I'm gonna do this like so. Now there are holes in it, so what we're going to do is kind of cover that up and just place like so, like that, just to fill it up. And now it looks like that, and it's your main entrance to the magical place. The next step for this are the trees and also the plants that will be in the middle. And we're going to be doing those pillars, the one that I was mentioning earlier. So let's get into it. So I am showcasing you the trees that I've made. So for the mangrove trees, what I did is just have it by 2 by 2 and then build it up like maybe 5. And then what I did is put out some branches like that, and then kind of randomized. Really, it doesn't really matter. What matters is a tree has its branches. So I just kind of put it randomly like that, and then what I do is I get my mangrove leaves. I just place it first on where the wood is, which is on top like that. And then since I want it to be kind of droopy, I add a layer on top or on the side like so, then follow through like that. Doesn't matter how long it is, it can be shorter. I mean, of course, the different lengths the better. It really depends on your taste for trees. And then what I do is I kind of puff it up at the top, so that's where I add in some puffiness like that, and that's basically kind of the tree. And then I just put in some random azalea parts. The thing about trees is that you can do whatever and you can just have fun with it. It doesn't really have to be perfect. And then what I do is that I add end rods under the wood kind of hide it as well if you can, especially when you're in survival. You need more light, and it also kind of sparkles up your tree. For the spruce one, what I have is the dark oak shelf, some spruce, and then some spruce leaves. And then spruce leaves, we're going to do 3 at the top, and then we're going to surround the sides. What I do is I alternate them, so it's alternating like that. We're gonna do 1 more layer. We're gonna do 2 blocks out, and then do the same thing as well. 1 block, 1 block, 1 block, 1 block, and like so. And then once you come to this bottom, you're just going to like do the normal side one, and you're going to put the dark oak shelf under the tree to kind of give a little bit support to the tree, or depth, I mean. You're just basically going to surround the trees over there. You can do it equally like I did. What I do is I count from the middle over here, from the arch in this moss area. This is where I place them. After getting into the center, I look for the second set of 3 from this layer, and then I put it in the middle like so. And then on the other side as well, the second set of 3 in that middle as well. And now you have 3 perfectly aligned trees. These ones, they are a bit random. They aren't really equal to the positioning. Now moving on from the trees, we are now going to do the center here, which is the pink or the cherry blossom parts. But first we are going to do a pillar. Now just find wherever the 3 ones here, and then you're going to look either right or left, whichever, because it is the same. And you're going to find the second set, and we're going to count 1 and then 2, and we are going to place a block, any block really, because this will be covered anyway. After you put on the block, you're going to surround them with smooth sandstone stairs. You're going to put 1 sandstone up, another smooth sandstone, going to put some walls up. We're going to do 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, like so. And then we are going to put a smooth sandstone like so. That should align with this. So just check if that is aligned. That should be aligned. Now we're going to do the same over here. We're going to break that, place a sandstone over there, and we're going to do 7 down with walls, 7. And then we're going to do the same with the cut sandstone like that, and smooth sandstone like so. Now that looks something like that. We're gonna do the other side again. We're going to come here and see the second set of 2. I'm gonna place a block on this like so, put some stairs surrounding it, cut sandstone, smooth sandstone, 7 walls, smooth sandstone. Doing it one more time over here, smooth sandstone, 7 wall, smooth sandstone, and cut sandstone. Now it should look kind of like that, and you're going to repeat that in the other 3 corners. So after doing that, we are going to do kind of like a small arch slant over here. Since this is slanted, we are going to be doing our arches slanted, and we're gonna start over here. So we are going to put slabs over there and slabs over here. Put that up like that, follow through over here, and then put that up like so. Next, we're going to do this part in the middle. Put a slanted slab here first, then put it up. Same thing on the other side, and then do it continually until you meet in the middle like so. And then we can do that on the other side like we did before. So that's basically slanted arches. That's where you will be putting all of these cherries. Again, you can use spore blossoms, and usually I just put them underneath each like so. After doing that, we are going to cover up with some cherry blossoms. So what I do is basically put them randomly. It doesn't really matter how, really. It should just look like it's kind of going down or like falling, you know, so that it looks like a flowy flower. Place some with, you know, azalea. You can also add them in here like so. It doesn't really have to be too perfect. Maybe add more here. You can also do some of these wool, you know, just randomly everywhere. And this actually can act as the hanging for the glow berries, which is quite important for this element. So this is the thing I learned about the glow berries. So after putting around like two is fine, 3 is good. After putting those, you snip this with shears and it won't grow. Glowberries don't, for some reason, can't be put on leaves. That's what the wool is for. You can also use moss as well if that's what you want, and then you can just randomly place under there. What I also did with the trees is I've put like hidden end rods and then cover that up so that it won't be seen, just to give light under there like so. Basically, you can just make it look better, you know. You're gonna have to do it, you know, 3 times over here. And that is basically what is going to look like. And I've also added some carpet above as well. You can just do that. Now for the last plant part, there is kind of like a potted plant before they go to the platform of stairs. What I'm using is a chiseled tough brick to kind of act as the pot. We're gonna do spruce fence, maybe 3 level like so. And then we are going to surround that top layer with this pale moss leaves, and then at the top like so to kind of look like a pyramid, a mini pyramid. And then I just put some moss over just to like give it a little bit of texture. And then I'm going to do that on the other side as well. So we put it after this corner right here, this space. So we're gonna put that, spruce fences, some leaves, and then we are going to put some carpet like that. And once you've put everything in, it should look like this, and we are actually almost done. Now we're going into more arches, but this time these are 3 different arches because we have the left, the middle, and the right, and I'm gonna teach you how. So we're gonna go over this corner. Make sure that you are facing the 3 mangrove trees. Now the middle mangrove tree, we are gonna go down here and then count from this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Obviously, we're gonna go through the middle right here, and then we're gonna count 2. So 1 and 2. This is where the fountain is going to be. With basis of this, we are going to use some spacing like so, and then we're going to connect these ones from here like so, and then we could just break those, and that is how it should look like. Now for the actual arches, we are gonna go once again here and then count 2 spaces. So 1 and then 2. We're gonna place that there. 1 and then 2. Place that there. And then we are going to put up 10 more blocks of the end stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now that should total into 11. We're gonna get our walls here and we're going to put it inside the face blocks until the second to the last block. Same on the other side. This adds more depth and kind of like a support for the arches. Now once you're done, you're gonna go ahead and put in the upside down stairs, aligning with the topmost wall. So we're gonna surround that like so. Same on the other side. And then we're gonna put some normal stairs on top of that, just like we always do with the arches. Let's go ahead and get our slabs. Put in a row of that. Next, this is kind of tricky, so if you need to rewind, just go ahead. So first, we are gonna put some stairs and then some upside down stairs. Then we're gonna go in with the slabs and then put it on the side as well. And then one up, and then slant it here, and then put one up. So that kind of looks like a cute little arch. Once that is done, we're gonna go ahead and kind of outline these like so, and then bring down the blocks like that, and then have it like so. Put it in the middle as well. You have that gap We're gonna go at the back. We're gonna fill that in. And then we're going to get our stairs and kind of wrap around it until you get into the middle like this. And then with slabs once again, you're just gonna do that. And then what you're gonna do is have the stairs, but face it right over here where the wall is. Have that effect of pointing it there or having it connected there. Kind of adds a little more archy type over here. And that is the arch for the middle one. Let's do the fountain later. We're just gonna go ahead with the other arches first. So the next arch we're going to do is the right one. And we are going to count fourth set of the 3. So this is the first set, the second set, the third set, and the fourth. Now this is where the middle of the fountain is going to be. We are going to just count 3. 1, 2, 3, and this is basically kind of the middle. We are gonna go ahead and from this fourth set on this first block, we are gonna go 2 and then end stone beside it, and then we are going to do sandstone on the slant 1, 2, and 3. On the other side, we're gonna do end stone on this corner right here, and then we're gonna put sandstone beside it like so. And then we're gonna finish off with 3 over here. So it kind of looks like that for the end stone, 10 more up. And that should be 11 in total. And then we're just going to put some walls on the inside again until the second to the last bit. And then repeating again with the upside down stairs. Don't forget about the stairs. And that's basically it. For the left side, let's find the mangrove tree again. And we are going to find the fourth set of 3. Just this one. We're going to go from the middle of the fourth set of tree. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3. On the fourth block, we're going to place that. And then we are going to use this as the guide for our end stone. So for the end stone here, we can remove that. 2 here. And then follow through with slanting over here to 3. And then on the other side, we're going to do 2 here. And then we are going to go and put 3 on this side. So that looks just like that. And there we go with the left arch. It's pretty easy when you get the hang of it, but that is pretty much it. You can practice on the middle one first before you do the other ones. That way it's going to be much easier for you to figure it out. But overall, this is what it looks like. Okay, so for the fountain, what I usually do is just put up 4 walls. And then I put a slab on top, first wall at the bottom, and on the upper part of that, we're gonna put some slabs, kind of hugging it. Once you've done that, we're gonna go ahead to the second wall of the fountain, and then on top of that, we're gonna do another alternating thing, but this time it's going to be on the corners. So it's basically kind of the tree that we've been doing a while ago, but that is basically the fountain. And then you're gonna put some water on this part, but first we're gonna fill this up with water, and then you can put on top of this wall some water and it'll just flow through. So we're gonna go in front with the 2 sets of 3s over here, then we're gonna break the middle and then put in a stair like that, break in the middle and put a stair like that. And then you can also put some water over there to kind of look like the water from the fountain is actually falling into this water stream here. Now with the fountains, you're gonna do that on each of the arches. For the middle part, I just punch in the middle ones over here, and then I just do a normal stair like so, and then it kind of looks like it's just a waterfall. So feel free to do your own creative twist, but that is what the arches look like and the fountain looks like. So I'm going to teach you how to do this, and for the positioning, it's really up to you, but I did kind of equally distributed them in a way that would be equal to the circle. So basically, I just did this in the inner corners, and then this one is in the middle of a 3 set. And then this one is on the edge for the entrance to the boat. So for instance, this is where I want to put my light. I will put a sandstone on top of there, some spruce fence, and then some stairs surrounding that sandstone. We're gonna put some shelf surrounding the fence, so we're just gonna put the frog light there or any light source that you'd like, and that is basically the light that surrounds the area. Now, I did not show you some of these fountains over here, but it is pretty much the same as how I did with those. Basically, it's just some slabs and then some upside down stairs, then some waterfall here. So the only fountain that is actually a bit different and bigger is this one right here, which is aligned with the front arch, because this is where the Barbies are, you know, entering the boat, and they see this statue and they just go around here to get to the platform. And this is basically just stairs from this point of moss. We're gonna put stairs on that second one, some sandstone, some stairs, and then sandstone all the way. And then I put some slabs, kind of like a separator from all the moss and the greenery over there. Put some of these lights as well. And I also made this edge with waterlogged stairs so that it is kind of like, you know, more in-depth thing for the platform. This one is a fountain, that one is a fountain, that one is the stairs to the boat, and then this is the main fountain, which is basically just sandstone, some slabs and stairs and slabs again, and then on top is the armor stand. And I just did this and then put some stairs and some slabs as well. This is not equal actually, so let's put it right there like that, to kind of give that a little curve, because if you see it in the movie, there is actually water coming in to the fountain. So instead of the water coming out of the fountain, the water is coming in the fountain for this main one. Okay, so here's the boat that I've made. This is basically inspired from the movie again, and I just did kind of like a smaller version. So this is basically the shape of the boat. I just have some terracotta, 3x1, a 3x7, and another 3x1, and then I just surrounded it with some spruce. Let's put on some more stripped wood over here at the bottom, in the middle, until to this point, and then we're gonna get our stairs and put on alternately around the stripped. Then let's get our slabs and put it in the middle of those stairs. And then we're gonna put a slab on this and then a trapdoor to finish it off. Same goes on the other side, like that. Let's get our slabs again, and we're gonna put it under these stairs so it kind of looks like it is looping. And then we're gonna do some trapdoors again. And then in front of all of these stairs, I'm going to put some trapdoors, and on the other side as well. And then in between those, I'm gonna put a hanging sign. We're gonna do some trapdoor here and here. Same thing goes for here and on the other side as well. And then let's not forget about the signs. Now choose a side on where you want kind of like the head is going to be and where the tail is going to be. So for this instance, I want my head over here, and we're just gonna put 3 stripped wood like so. And then on top of here, we're gonna put some slabs alternately, and then some trapdoors yet again. Then we're gonna put some trapdoors around here as well. And then don't forget about the sides. We're gonna continue on with the slabs here, and then some trapdoors yet again. And then put some more slabs over here, and then put some more trapdoors surrounding this. Just like so. Don't forget about this bit too. We're going to place some on top as well. We're gonna put a spruce shelf in the middle. Instead of a block over here, we're going to replace that with a stair. We're gonna put another stair on top of that, an upside down stair, and then of course, you guessed it, some more trapdoors. And we're gonna put that down like so. So that kind of looks like the head. Let's put a shelf under there to kind of give it a more curved look. Let's put some shelf here as well. Just like that. For the tail, we're just going to replace this block with a stair. We're gonna put another stair over there. And then we're gonna put a slab like so. Once that is done, you're gonna put a trapdoor on top of that and a trapdoor on the side of that, and it kind of looks like the tail. Going to put a shelf over here and over there, over here and over here. We're also going to put some shelves over the slabs, kind of similar to what we've been doing, and then some more trapdoors like that. Do it on the other side as well. Now for the seats, we do the wax oxidized cut copper slab, and then we're just going to put this in between of the trapdoors, and then we're just going to put some fence gates like this, kind of like acting as a separator for passengers. And that is basically it for the boat. Well, that is it for the tutorial video. I hope you guys enjoyed and also learned a thing or two, because this build is a little bit complicated than I thought. It actually took me 5 hours to record this, and it's already 3 a.m. in the morning. So all of my socials are in the description down below. Like, subscribe, and share this video to anyone who loves Barbie. And comment also what is your favorite Barbie movie, because this is definitely my favorite. Also, if you need to go back in certain parts of the tutorial, you can always check the chapters below in the description, and I will be putting them for you there. If I didn't put them, then please let me know and I will hold myself accountable. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!